What's going on, good people? So we're back with the GS 450 GA automatic. They call it a GA or they call it an A. So last episode we got the two bikes. This is, well, three bikes. This is one of them here, and that is the other one. And we got this one that sort of kind of run just hooking some gas up. We got all the electrical done on it where it would run, got it firing. Still got to do all the key switch and stuff like that, get all the wires tucked away. This bike here was actually the bike that the guy said it ran, but it was hard to get it in gear or something. Now these are automatic bikes. From what I read up, they have a torque converter in it like a car. So, of course it's been sitting, the gas tank was rotted, carbs needed done. So, I did the carburetors for both bikes. I had it all recorded where you can see the inside of them, and lost footage. I got to messing around trying to upload it off my camera, and it got deleted. So these carburetors has been gone through already, nice and clean. I haven't tried to crank the bike. I wanted to change the oil in it, and the oil is nice and black. And this one has the sight glass, so when you fill the oil up in the sight glass, you can see where your oil level is. I think high is here, the top mark, and then that's low. So I went ahead and drained the oil. I haven't put any fuel to it yet, so I actually want to get this one running first, see if we can get it with a ride, see what he was talking about for transmission. This one here, like I said, I gotta finish tucking all the wires away nice and neat. I got two things for it. I got a brand new key switch. It's actually, if I can get it open. It's actually a key switch for the GS 650. I could not find one for the 450 that was a 6-wire. These bikes has a 6-wire key switch. That's the plug to it, 6 wires. This is a 4-wire. You really only need 4 wires on this bike, actually 3. So I'm gonna try and wire this switch up. Comes with 2 keys. Now this company here, MGO, they sell a lot of aftermarket stuff. I've been buying stuff from them for years, over time. They sell brake shoes, air filters, oil filters, I mean, you name it. I picked this up off of eBay, I think, but the company sells a lot of aftermarket stuff. There's the part number. In this box here, this is a mystery part for the bike that I'm not going to show until I get it all together. We'll get this box open and hopefully it fits. I got side covers coming from England, from overseas. They're actually 450T side covers, which is the same thing. I cannot find the GA side covers. They're the same side cover as a T model. I just say GA on it. I did find 2 left ones. Can't find 2 right ones. And they are really expensive. So I picked up 2 of them from a guy across the pond. They'll be here in the next couple of days or so, and maybe we can just take the emblems off of them. And I got a couple of places I called to deal with salvage motorcycles. They're going to look and see what they got. Maybe we can get some original side covers. Gas tanks, the one that was on this bike was riding. The one that came with that bike, the other bike, it's beat to hell and back. Somebody, I guess they couldn't get the bolt loose, so they just cut the tab on the back I mean, inside wise, it don't look too bad. No petcock. I got the petcock in the sending unit, so we might try and use this tank for now. I got an extra tank with that one over there, and it's outside, so it don't matter. I think it's a 650 tank. So anyway, I'm going to try and get this one running first. Take the battery out of that one over there. Put fresh oil in it. I got a gas bottle hooked up, ready to go. And we'll see with this baby here fire up. And maybe we'll get to ride it and see what he was talking about, the transmission. We got an extra motor on the other bike that we got with that one over there. It's supposed to be a good motor. It does turn over. So if something's wrong with this one, transmission wise, maybe we'll swap motors. This one don't have a title. Bad thing about it, I went to go get the bike. The guy told me it didn't have a title, but it was tagged in his name. Been sitting since 2019. I don't know how long that one's been sitting. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get the oil change. We'll get some fuel in the tank, get the battery swapped over. Let's see how it runs. Alright, so change the oil, can put some gas in it, got the battery in it. Let's see if this old girl's gonna do. Hopefully we don't have any carburetor leaks. So far I don't see any. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, it's leaking everywhere. Typical float stick. Maybe I need to dry that up with a rag or something. I hate for that thing to backfire. I always have a fire extinguisher handy when you're doing stuff like this. Let's see. Here we go. In here. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's in here. Something making a loud noise over the transmission. And we got an oil leak. Leaking oil. Looks like from the oil filter housing. Maybe one of those hoses is leaking down there. Other than that, man, this thing's firing right up. Blows up out the pipe. Ooh. There is something wrong with the transmission. You hear it? Yikes. Something definitely wrong with the transmission. That sounds good. It's got a bad oil leak though. Figure out where that's coming from. Man, that motor turns like a kitten, but something in the transmission is making a noise. Let's see where that oil leak is from. No smoke. Oil line. Might be them screws need to be tightened up on. I think that's the oil filter right on front. Look at that noise though. I'm more like it's trying to go in gear, but dial it down a little bit. It's pouring oil out of it. The motor sounds like brand new. Stop making that noise now. Feel like it goes in gear good. I gotta fix that oil leak, bro. Let's see what it crank back up. Oh man, I'm so sweet. Stop making it. Other than the little oil leak it's got, this thing actually runs pretty dang good. He said he was riding it, but it was hard to get it out in and out of gear. Seemed like it go in easy to me, but it was making that grinding sound at first. But maybe it just needed an oil change. I don't know, but I'm gonna clean off the front of the engine and try and see where that oil is leaking from. But yeah, all in all, oh, engine sounds good. So we know those carbs are good. Those wasn't that bad as the ones that was on this one, which they're right here. They're clean, ready to go. There was a jet stuck off in one of them. I couldn't get it out. Somebody put too big a screwdriver inside of it. Tried to get it out of there, so hopefully it pans out. But these have been ultrasonic clean like the other set. And we could stick these on the other bike. This is what they came off of, and get it running. But I'm gonna try and clean off that engine, see where that oil leaking from, and we'll try and rig up some kind of gas tank. See can we ride it. So I did find out where it's leaking from. The oil filter housing, right where the oil filter. This is the oil filter right here. I think it's got a big O-ring back there, and it's leaking oil. I cleaned it off, so it needs a new oil filter. O-ring. Still kind of making that grinding sound. You hear it like it wants to jump in gear automatically. Something inside of there is bad. I don't know what it is. Does it every now and then. Woo. It's like it's trying to jump in gear, but I don't know what it could be without tearing it down. I don't think it's worth tearing it down. Definitely bad in there. Well, we'll still try and ride it, I guess, if the transmission don't explode, and we'll move on to that one over there. Hopefully, well, I didn't hear that noise on that one, but definitely something going on that bottom end. Alright, so we had got the 82 with the transmission problem running, and we know that it runs pretty good, and I stopped the oil leak. Hopefully I took the oil filter housing off the front of the motor and put some silicone down there where that gasket is in this housing right here. I haven't put the oil back in it yet. I'm gonna let it dry. So this tank here I got with that bike, and I believe this is a 650 GS gas tank. It's got a hole right through the side of it. So it's really no good. But we know that bike runs. It has that little rattling sound when it's not in gear, grinding sound, but it goes away. Sometimes it'll come back. So now I've been working on this one. This is the one that had the electrical problem. I got all the wires straightened out. I got the headlight put back on. Got the key switch in. Straightened out all the wires on the sides over here that he had all hanging off. Got a new key switch. Everything comes on. I got one turn signal. It was flashing. There we go. Loud flasher stat. Flashed like one time. It needs a new flasher stat. But this one has a corroded terminal where the bulb goes, the housing. So I'm gonna have to try and find another turn signal for that side. I found some. The back one lights up. So yeah, next I gotta put the carburetors on, and I was working on the gas tank earlier. There's the carburetors for it. Now these are the carburetors that came off of it. This is the gas tank that came off of it. Cleaned it out. Got a petcock that works. I put the fuel sending unit back in it, which the gas hand not gonna work anyway. So we'll be putting the carburetors on, and then hopefully it'll fire up and run like this one did when we got it running on those carbs. And then we should be able to take them both for a stroll. We just have to swap gas tanks. That gas tank there is rotted out. The original tank to this one was rotted out. So we only got one working gas tank. But I did find some on the net. They're kind of pricey, because the 450L gas tank is all to itself, because it has these two tabs back here on the back where it mounts to the frame, and the 450L and the 450T don't. Which you probably can use it, just won't have a place to mount it at the back. But anyway, I am going to get these carbs on, we'll get the gas tank on, and like I say, hopefully this baby will fire up and run as beautiful as that one does. Just no noise in the bottom end. So the carburetors are on, so I'm gonna get ready to put the gas tank on. We'll see if we can hook up fuel line and get this thing fired up. Hopefully the gas tank is not leaking. I don't see it leaking anywhere. Forgot about this bypass tube it's got. Got a breather tube. It comes off the bottom of the sending unit. It's like a catch plate with a tube that comes off of it. I guess in case the sending unit started leaking, it'll let it run off of that little catch plate instead of running on the motor. Now this has a vacuum style petcock, which I don't think is going to work. So I'm not even going to worry about hooking that up. I really need to put a fuel filter in it. I'm scared I'm going to get trash. So I need a fuel filter. I have to redo my fuel lines. I really hate to get trash in those carburetors. The petcock, the little screens that's inside of there, they got some cracks in it. Maybe we'll try it anyway. I mean, worst thing can happen, you just have to take the bulbs back off. Hard to put a fuel filter on here. You might can squeeze one in there, and I'm leery about getting stuff in those carbs. See what I can find. Now he had bought this little Elbrock fuel filter. I think it comes apart. These are pretty cool. It's got like a brass filter looking thing in there. So I think that's 5/16, 3/8. A little bit too big. That means I have to take my hose back off. Here. Rather be safe than sorry. center of the fuel line. Actually, that is the right size. Alright, fuel filter's on. I have to cut this fuel line a little bit. A little tight under there. Yeah, I'm gonna cut some off this fuel line. A little bit too tight. Didn't want to add it, but that's going to be hard to do. I'll cut my hand off. And I need to get the tank rubbers. The tank will be sitting up on there, right? wrong ones for it. Oh yeah, these are way too big. So we won't have tank rubbers. It's like a lot of parts he had got off something else because they don't fit. Now I'm not going to hook up the vacuum because I don't know if it worked. So I'm just going to put it on Pt.3, which is prime. And these vacuum style tanks, they have a prime position on the petcock where you can fill your carburetors up before you crank it, and then you can switch it to on, which will let the vacuum, because there's a vacuum line that comes off of the carburetor, which goes to the petcock, and that acts as like a fuel pump almost. The more you open the throttle, the more the vacuum will suck the diaphragm inside of the petcock, and it pulsates. Just like the vacuum style fuel pumps that like go on some four-wheelers. They have an external pump that bolts to the frame, and there's a vacuum line that comes off of either the intake or the carburetor. I think it's the carburetor. So that way it only has vacuum when you open the throttle. It's not a full vacuum. So I'm just going to put it on prime. So I'm going to turn it on. Where is prime? That's reserve. So far I don't see any gas pouring out. So let's see what it cranks. Things should fire right up, hopefully. Hopefully these carburetors is as good as the ones that was on the other bike. We're starting to leak. Leaking from somewhere. Spoke too soon. Like on the carburetors leaking. Coming out of one of the little, out of the diaphragm, all the way at the bottom of the carburetor. I figured these carburetors were going to have an issue because they were the roughest set. You might can see with the crank though. not leaking too terrible bad. Out of the back of it. Yeah, she's leaking bad, bad, bad. Cut that baby off. Yeah, those carburetors are pouring gas out. Yeah, those carburetors suck. I think one of the floats stuck. It was just pouring gas out of the back of it. So we're not gonna run those carbs. We'll run those carbs in the other bike. I'm gonna have to go back through those because those are leaking pretty bad. But it sounds pretty good though. But something's up with the float. It's probably the side that the seat wouldn't come out, and that's the side that's probably got some trash behind the needle seat. I can't remember, I have to go back and look. Well, I lost the footage on rebuilding the carburetors, but it's just pouring gas out of the back though. That's not a good sign at all. I think this side, well, it was hitting on the other side. So with that being said, we're going to have to take the carbs off that bike and put them over here like I figured, and then we'll fire it back up, and we'll probably just ride this one first before I take the carburetors off, and then once we ride that one there, we'll put the carbs back on this one, and we'll put those carbs on this one, and then ride this one. That way At least I get a chance to ride both of them. But those carbs, something's up. The needle and seat stuck or something. So I'm gonna have to go back through it. All right, so I got the gas tank on this one. Got the seat on there, and since the carburetors failed on that one, I want to try and ride this one at least around the block to see what's up with the transmission. It makes that grinding sound sometimes, and he said that once you get it in gear and go, it doesn't do it. So I don't know, but like I said, I just threw the tank on in the seat. Nothing's not bolted down. The brakes don't work, they're all frozen, so I'm just gonna take it easy with it. I did see some metal shavings in the oil when I drained it the second time to fix the oil leak. So it's definitely something in that transmission going bad. I don't know. We got that other motor that's on the other bike. I guess it's a good motor, but this is gonna be the one I mainly focus on getting running and all together and riding. So let's just see what this thing's gonna do, and we'll go from there with it. I mean, still got some good parts, good rear tire. The pipes are in way better shape than these. They're kind of rusty, and but we can part it out, or we can pull the motor off the other one, stick it on here, and see how it runs. And like I said, this one don't have a title, so maybe somebody will buy it just for a neighborhood putt-putt or something. I don't know. Maybe if I sell them all together in one package deal, they have two parts bikes and one good one. So let's see what she does. Definitely something wrong in the transmission. No brakes. Yeah, Deb. Motor runs good though, it's just that gear. Well, I think the transmission's about to take a real dump on it. We don't want to stop rattling now. See if we put it in gear. Put it in gear, it stops rattling, but if you lean it to the side, it starts right back. That's why I got it on the high stand. So something in there, there's a gear or something loose that's floating around. When you go to drive gear, I guess that's your high gear. You got neutral, low, and drive. When you go to the drive gear, that's when it starts rattling. But it does run pretty good though. Man, if you shift it to the second gear, drive gear, it is going to be rattling its tail off. I really hate that because the motor do run good, but it's a if we shift it up. I don't know if it does it when they got weight on it. It's weird. So there it goes. But we're just gonna say this one's a parts bike until we figure out what we're gonna do with it. Like I said, we got the other one, so what I'm gonna do is pull the carburetors off of this one, the gas tank and the seat, and we'll focus on the other bike for right now. Pull the battery out of it, and we'll decide what we're gonna do with it later. I'm probably even gonna pull the pipes off of it too, because those are nice and chrome. Well, chromer than the other ones. It's got a little rust right there, but yeah, it's a shame that transmission's messed up, but that's how it is. So let's get work on the other one.